Just like everything on this planet, LEGO has a history and tale that most of us aren't aware of. These hallowed cubes that connect to one another didn't come into existence one fine day and have a fable of their own. Ever wondered what this was? Who discovered Legos? Was it actually a successful toy when introduced? Catch up on all this and more in today's video, where we take you through the history of LEGO. Like the video if you love such LEGO topics, as we can't wait to bring you guys a lot more. To know about the true origins of LEGO, one needs to go back to the early 1900s. In 1932, Ole Kirk Christiansen established a carpenter shop in Billund, Denmark. Despite being established in 1932, the woodworking shop was aged way back and was actually built in 1895. Nonetheless, the shop met with a major fire accident in 1924 when a few wood shavings ignited a massive fire. With the Great Depression killing his profits, Ole had to cut down costs to keep the business up and running. So he came up with an innovative idea to do so. And what was that? Instead of making full-size products, Ole resorted to building tinier miniature versions of his stepladders and ironing boards, which further inspired him to start producing toys. The business plan did well and Ole made profits even in a dying economy. But Ole had bigger plans. On the 10th of August 1932, Ole experimented with toys like cars, piggy banks, houses, trucks, and pool toys. But with a falling economy, toys were a luxury that none wanted to spend on. For this reason, despite making great products, his toy business never really picked up. He would receive appreciation from customers from time to time about his creations, and farmers were often ready to exchange these toys for grains, but no one was ready to pay money for the same. Thus, to make ends meet, Christiansen started producing practical furniture along with the toys. But a few years later in the mid-1930s, toys started being slightly more relevant than before as the whole yo-yo craze set the toy market on fire. This boom definitely showed up in his business endeavors as the brief period that led to exponential growth for his company. But just as fast as he rose, his company quickly went downhill and collapsed even sooner than it rose. It was also around this time that he named his company LEGO, which was a self-made contraction from the Danish phrase leg godt, meaning play well. But ironically, LEGO meant I put together or I assemble in Latin. Who would have thought that this toy company would one fine day build the empire of Legos that we use today? That's a coincidence that we bet no one saw coming. But how exactly did the shift from toys to present-day LEGO blocks occur? Well, for this we need to go back to the history of the World War II. Don't worry, this tale has a happy ending unlike the war. It was 1947 and plastic was finally made available in countries like Denmark. LEGO saw this opportunity and purchased a plastic injection molding machine to experiment with something new and exciting. The company wanted to build toy trucks using these molds in plastic. However, the highlight of these plastic trucks was that these could be taken apart and are assembled. Might seem like a very small thing for us today, but 70 years ago, this event was absolutely groundbreaking. These trucks were made by Ole and his son by interlocking plastic bricks produced by a company named Kittycraft. But what if we told you that LEGO wasn't the really true founder of the rectangular bricks that we treasure and play with today? The actual discoveries of LEGO as we know them today was done way back in 1939 by a company named Page. The company made hollow plastic cubes with 4 studs on top of one another. This was patented and kept safe to ensure no one could copy their then bestseller. But these toys had absolutely no lateral moment. In an attempt to improving the toy building blocks by which the current rectangular hollow blocks with 2 × 4 studs on top were able to be made into walls and staggered rows and window openings. An additional patent was applied for this, which was finally granted to the company in 1947. But 2 years later in 1949, the LEGO Group began producing the exact same bricks produced by the Page Company but with a twist. LEGO bricks, which were made of cellulose acetate, were formulated in the spirit of traditional wooden blocks that could be stacked upon one another but could also be locked together. They had several round studs on top and a hollow rectangular bottom. The newfound invention by LEGO was named automatic binding bricks and would stick together, but not so tightly that they could not be pulled apart. Finally, in 1953, a new form of block toys came into the world which LEGO named as Mursten, or LEGO bricks. However, this journey for LEGO wasn't all flowers and rainbows. Plastic being a brand new introduction to the markets wasn't well received by the traditional customers. They still preferred their wooden or metal toys and were hesitant and reluctant to make the switch from wooden to plastic toys. Due to this, several shipments were returned by customers that led the company to face staggering losses. It was also around this time that Ole's health started deteriorating and the owner started getting older. Ole's son, Gottfried Christiansen, took over the business in 1954. He introduced an innovative idea that struck the idea of a toy system, with many toys which were all in line of related products. After a thorough evaluation of his existing products, it was declared that the Lego's plastic bricks were the perfect fit for such a system. Ironically, it was this exact fit that got the Lego into trouble. In 1955, Lego released the Town Plan. The idea of these building bricks were moderately received, the blocks' fit or locking ability was limited, and were absolutely not adaptable. This problem was confronted by hollowing the underside of the bricks, a small but revolutionary change that added immense support in the base, which resulted in much better locking ability and improved versatility. Lego quickly patented this brand new design and thus began the reign of Lego. And weren't they here to stay? But once again, the Lego company that was finally seeing stable success had to face with an unexpected loss, as there was once again another warehouse fire struck the group in 1960. This damaged most of the company's inventory of wooden toys, which ended up being a boon in disguise. With no other option, Gottfried decided that the plastic line was enough to run the company and abandoned the wooden line of toys. This resulted in a feud among the family business that resulted in the splitting up of the business. You see, Gottfried's brother, Gerhard, was the head of wooden toys. Due to Gottfried's decision to abandon the wooden toys that the business was built on, Carl George left the Lego company and began a separate company called Bilofix. But the brothers regretted this decision as soon as Lego grew in a rate no one could wrap their heads around. By the end of the year, the Lego Group was working with over 450 people and ran the most successful toy business empire there ever was. With a successful business established, the next step for Lego was to expand its sales in North America. But the company did not carry the logistical capabilities to do the same back in 1961, so they came up with a plan which got them halfway there. Lego made an arrangement allowing Samsonite to start up producing and selling Lego products in the United States and Canada. The year of 1962 and 1962 saw a brand new addition to the Lego family that gave it not wings, but wheels. With the introduction of the first ever Lego wheels, potential for building cars, trucks, buses, and other vehicles from Lego bricks also came into existence. Thus, Lego took this opportunity to introduce toys that targeted explicitly towards the preschool market. It was around 1964 that cellulose acetate was replaced with the more stable acrylonitrile butadiene styrene ABS plastic, which we still use in our Legos today. The Legos have come a long way from when they began in the 1900s. On 25th November 2019, the Lego Group announced the acquisition of Bricklink, the world's largest Lego fan community, from Nexon for an unknown price. And in November 2020, Lego announced its largest set to date, a replica of the Colosseum in Rome containing 9,036 pieces. The set overtakes the previous record holder, the Millennium Falcon from the Star Wars franchise. This record was topped by the Titanic model at 9,090 pieces. In 2022, the second set to reach 10,000 bricks will be released, a replica of the Eiffel Tower. From not being able to fit to becoming one of the most successful lines of toys in history, Legos have come a long way and still have a longer path of success to go. Which part of the history of Lego surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channels and ring the bell icon so you may never miss another update from us. We'll see you very soon with another video.